It's time to awaken your inner goddess and co-create magic with the universe. Hello everyone, welcome to this video on the total lunar eclipse, taking a look at the full moon in Aquarius that is happening on July 27th. And there's a lot of powerful shifts happening. We are already in the midst of eclipse season because we had a solar eclipse earlier this month, which was really ushering in these new beginnings. And now this total lunar eclipse is like powerful releasing, like a total complete reset. So I'm going to take a look at what's happening in the cosmos, give you guidance on working with this energy, and just offer you so much support and love during this time, because I know this is major change that we're all feeling because it's happening in Aquarius, and Aquarius is the sign of groups, the collective, the sign of community. So not only are we doing this deep work personally, which is represented by the sign of Leo, which the sun is in right now, but we are doing this collectively. So as you join me, say hi below. Let me know what you are releasing in this full moon. Share with me so I can hold this energetic space for you. Also, I ask that you share this out. Let's get this information out there. I know for some people, this is like bringing up some fears, and it really doesn't need to be. Because I always look at charts, I look at the energy in the highest form of expression, and honestly, this is powerful, deep, beautiful healing work that is bringing you back to your soul calling and your soul purpose, and there's a lot of joy in that. Hi, Carrie and Jacqueline and Rita. We've got Jessica here. Hello, Goddess, and Annie, Rosa. So definitely say hi as you join. And we got Julie. Hello. We'll be on the replay. Awesome. Well, the replay will be here for you. Hi, Christine. How are you? Rosa, releasing the space of being in limbo. I want clarity and direction. Yes, so many of us are craving this right now. Jessica, this double Aquarius is struggling, surviving, but exhausted. Oh, well, you know what? This is probably activating a lot of your planets, Jessica, right? Like in your natal chart. This is big for sure. So if you are new to me, my name is Kara Melendi, a goddess mentor and astrologer, helping you co-create magic with the universe. And a lot of what I do is working with cosmic energy and giving you an understanding of what's happening in the cosmos, because we are all one, we are all connected. And as you work alongside this energy instead of in resistance to it, things flow so much easier in your life. They just flow into place. And already today, like leading up to the eclipse, we are already really feeling energy building. And today, as I'm like in this moment, the moon is in Capricorn and it's forming some powerful aspects right now. It's passing over some really powerful planets like Saturn and Pluto, and it's already triggering this transformation process. It's bringing things to the surface, and the eclipse is happening on the south node. So in astrology, the south node is our past life. It's our karma. So when I do readings for people and I look at your birth chart, the north and south node is an indicator of where you're going in life, where your life purpose is, as well as where you have been. Because the south node are traits that come natural to you, things that you have already mastered. It's also some of the shadow things in your personality that you're working through. And it is that glimpse into past life. So where this eclipse is happening on the south node, this is where it's triggering really deep healing. And I did a post, it might have been yesterday or a couple days ago, talking about how we are healing generational patterns, and we're doing a lot of ancestral healing. So it's going so much deeper than just the work we're doing for ourselves. And I know a lot of people said they really resonated with that, and they were really feeling that strongly right now. So a lot of things that are emerging for you at this time, recognize that the healing you're doing, at this time, the universe is really assisting you and saying, okay, it's safe to now release this. It is safe to now fully let that go. And it's just going to open the door for the new things that are coming in. And I think what really amplifies this further, this theme of like karma and past lives, is that it's happening in Aquarius. And Aquarius is our friendships. It is the groups that we belong to. And this is one of the reasons people are experiencing major shifts in their relationships right now, or they're having people people come into their experience and it really feels like this deep soul connection, and like there's this karmic element involved, because Aquarius deals with friendships. Aquarius deals with like the groups and the communities that we are a part of and that we belong to. So that energy is coming in really strongly. Hi, Jessica Wins. Saying this is such a crazy time. We are packing up to move and I'm due to have my baby. Oh, I'm excited for you, Jessica. That is a lot happening. So many changes at once, strangely calm in the process. Well, and you know what, that's the thing, is we're like leading up to the eclipse, even though there's lots of like changes happening, there are planets in earth signs that are grounding us. Like today, the moon is in Capricorn. Capricorn is a very grounded energy, and even though we're in this midst of change and transition, the Capricorn energy says, I'm going to do what needs to be done to get the results I want. And it's really good at like putting the emotion aside, and not that we don't want to acknowledge the power of our feelings or that we want to repress them, but there is a time to say, I can't get tied up in my emotions, right? I know I'm in this process of change, so I need to stay focused, I need to stay grounded, and I need to take that practical action. So there are energies that are really assisting us in that. And then Uranus in the sign of Taurus is playing a really big role in this eclipse as well, because it's squaring both the sun and the moon. And in Taurus, it's very grounding as well. So it's like, even though we're in this process of changing right now, there is, if we go within, there's this place within us that we know it's going to be okay. And we can really ground and process these changes. And you're a Capricorn moon. Awesome. I love that. Hello, Maureen. How are you? And Lisa, I'm going to scroll up and just read some more of these questions here. Let me see, Laurel and Bonnie, welcome, welcome. And Kelly, beautiful. So if you just jumped in now, share with me what you're letting go of, what you are releasing in this energy, so I can hold that space for you. I know many people have a list of things, like I'm releasing a lot. So the next thing I really want to look at with this is Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius, because that's where the full moon is. So this is community, this is friendship. In its shadow phase, it can be these feelings of isolation or loneliness. So that may be emerging for you as well, feeling like you don't quite belong or you don't quite fit in, or you're really questioning, what is my role within society? What is my role? It could be like within your family, within your friendships, really taking a look at that and examining how you're showing up in those areas. Like we're addressing all of that right now as well. It's also looking at how you are giving back, like our gifts and talents. We are given those for our own joy and pleasure, but I think on a higher octave, we're given those so we can share them with the world and we can contribute. And that's what the Aquarius energy is. Now, anytime there's a full moon, the sun and the moon are opposite, and that's why the moon is illuminated, because the sun is illuminating it. Of course, when it's an eclipse, it's blocking that for a little bit. And this is also a blood moon as well, so it can appear really beautiful and red in the sky. It's really beautiful if you're able to like catch the eclipse or you're in an area where you're going to see it. But the sun and moon are always opposite. So we also have to look at that energy as well. So while the moon is in Aquarius, the opposite sign of Aquarius is Leo. So we're working with this Leo energy, and while Aquarius is all about groups and community, Leo is all about being strong in who I am, taking center stage in my life, showing up and owning what I have to offer. And the reason that's so important is we can't fully contribute and give back in community if we first aren't strong in who we are, if we first haven't recognized the power that we hold within us and the gifts that we have to share with the world. So it's in recognizing that and owning that, which Leo allows us to do, the sun in Leo, that we can then share and contribute to the groups around us. So let me know if that's resonating with you, or if you have questions around that. I'm open to questions as well. Kelly's saying, fear that seems to encompass all my air sign head is worried about all the time. Oh, fear. And you know what, Kelly, there is this question right now of like, fear versus love, because it really isn't easy work to do when we're doing this deep energetic processing and a lot's coming up. And I was actually thinking about this earlier today. I was making this connection for myself about what it really means to do this deep healing. So Something that I've had kind of struggled with my whole life, especially when I was a kid, was being a hypochondriac. So this actually caused a lot of anxiety in my earlier years, that I had like this serious illness, or like any little illness would be blown up into fearing that it's worse than it actually was. And recently I caught a cold that my husband gave me while he was traveling through Scotland. He caught a virus, he came back, he passed it along to me, and it just feels like it's been hanging on. And I realized like this fear again was emerging within me, like, am I ever going to get better? Like, what if this is something serious? What's going on? Like, my mind starts to worry, right? And I fall into that spiral. And what I recognized today was this whole pattern is coming up because it's giving me a chance to do a deeper layer of healing. I'm not meant to stay stuck in this fear any longer. And in so many ways, I've been able to manage it in healthier ways, right? Because when we go into that place of fear, it's hard to be in touch with our intuition, what we know to be true for us. We can't think logically. So it blocks that. So what I realized is this is coming up not for me to stay stuck here, not for me to stay stuck with this, but because it's time to fully release this pattern. And maybe this was a trend that was passed along, right? Through my family, through having anxiety, through having these fears. And it's now I have the opportunity to release and heal it. So I share that because maybe you're having that come up for you as well. It may not manifest in this way. It may be a pattern in a relationship. It may be a pattern in how you see yourself, but you're recognizing that it's deeper than you. And you may feel like, I've already worked with this, I should have already healed it, but this is an opportunity to do like a deeper layer. And the total eclipse, right? This can be like a total reset of saying, I don't have to stay stuck here anymore. Going forward, I'm not taking this with me. So thank you for all the hearts and likes on this. Let me check in with these comments. Hi, Christine. How are you doing? Oh my goodness, it's so hot in here today too with these lights. I feel like I'm sweating. Lisa, it feels like I'm releasing a fear of motherhood and unworthiness. That feels huge and scary, but I think that is it. Beautiful, holding that space for you. Yeah, so much emerging, right? And it's like recognizing that as we heal ourselves, we show up differently in the world, and we're putting a new energy out there. And we are also healing, right? Past generations, future generations. It's so powerful. That is beautiful. I agree, Maureen. That is beautiful, Lisa. Rosa, it's funny that you should say that. I do feel a sense of disconnection from everyone right now and doubting the line of work I'm in. Yes, absolutely. That theme is coming up, right? Groups, communities, the role that I personally play within that, really asking ourselves that. And the Leo energy, because the sun is in Leo, so it's important in this whole equation as well. It is about me and how I'm showing up, and really looking at that, because we want to give back and we want to give to others from a place of love, not from a place of fear. So anything around feeling like a sense of obligation of what I need to offer and how I should give back, that's not coming from love. So the Leo energy really is about sinking into my heart space. What are my soul desires? What are my gifts? Am I nourishing myself? Am I caring for myself? Because when I'm in that place, I can fully give back. And that's when I can make a beautiful difference in the community at large. So really powerful stuff. Maureen, Mercury retrograde always reminds me that this is the perfect time for shadow work. Yes, and I love taking the pause to reflect and connect to my soul. Beautiful. Yeah, Mercury's retrograding and all this as well. It's going retrograde today or tomorrow, depending where you are in the world. And it's also retrograding through Leo. So it's further emphasizing some of these themes of speaking my truth, stepping into my power. And Mercury's not the only planet retrograding right now. Like, we are also in retrograde season. So it is a time to do that inner work, to do some of that deep reflection. And part of us may be feeling like we really want to go. We want to like build momentum and really get things done. But then the retrogrades are saying, okay, but don't go so quickly. Like, make sure you're taking time to do the releasing so you can show up fully. So it's kind of this like dual energy that we're working with as well. Kelly, I'm not meant to be stuck here either. Yes, fear of the future really needs to go. I release it. Beautiful. Scrolling down here, Jilla, letting go of my old patterns, feeling like I'm shedding my skin, like it's the last hurrah. Yeah. Well, and you know, there's so many things really pointing to that as well. Like the North and South node are also going to be shifting in November. So like the direction that we're going collectively is changing as well. And I spoke a little bit about that with like the goddess energy really emerging. We're returning to like the divine feminine coming in more strongly than ever before. So it really is like we're doing a lot of releasing, and it's finally like we're going to let things go. Now, another big part of this eclipse, because there is so much happening, is Mars. And you guys may have read like a lot of articles on this. So Mars is closer to Earth than it's been in a long time. And it's right next to where the eclipse is happening. So basically we have the moon, we have Mars, and we have the South node, and they're all hanging out in Aquarius. And Mars is this planet of let's go, let's get things done. And when it's sitting next to the moon, it can lead to some impulsiveness. Like you may be seeing that show up where you just feel like whether it's impulsive buying or just like suddenly you feel this sense of anger or frustration come over you, or you may be seeing that in other people. Mars can be represented that way when it's right next to the moon and when it's so close to Earth. We're feeling it right now, like more strongly than ever, and Mars is a powerful, strong planet anyway. But in its highest form of expression, this is about using the Mars energy as fuel to make change in your life. It's about connecting to your warrior spirit and realizing that even though there may be these old patterns emerging, or you may feel a sense of being a little stuck where you are right now, that it's possible to change. And we can harness that energy this way. We can say, okay, like I'm going to use this energy. Mars is closer to Earth. It's hanging out with the moon. Let me use this as power to transcend where I am. Let me use this as power to rise above so I'm not staying stuck there. And part of this as well is like a releasing and letting go in many different areas. So it's not just habits. It could be like a beautiful time to declutter, because everything you have in your environment and that surrounds you holds an energy as well. And I was working with a client earlier today, and she's like big into journaling. I love to journal too. And she has all these different journals, like one that's just for affirmations, one that's more for like releasing and letting go. And she was saying like, I'm going to burn one of these journals. I'm going to let them go. And then I'm going to keep the one for affirmations. And that really made me think as well, like, what am I surrounding myself with in terms of like my emails, my clothing, the journals, the information that I have around me, because that all holds an energy. So this is a good time to look at, like, energetically, what are you surrounding yourself with? It can be a good time to like unsubscribe from certain newsletters or emails that just aren't a match to where you're going now, to really choose wisely about what you're giving your attention to. But like, let me know if you can relate to this. I know I love to like clean out my closet and like declutter. I've been doing this more and more lately, like going through my things and realizing that like the style I had in the past, or even some of the clothing I have, just isn't a fit anymore. And it feels so good just to be able to donate that stuff. So clearing out energy in that way is super powerful as well. And it will create space for the new to come in, because that is the eclipse. As we are letting go, the new is coming in. It's a total reset. So welcome if you're just joining. Say hi, share this out. Also, I should say as well, like if you want to book a private reading, you can send me a message or go to spiritualgoddesses.com and just click on astrology, and we can have a look at how all these beautiful changes are affecting you personally, because each of us are experiencing this in different ways, right? This is happening differently for all of us. Like the releasing, the letting go, what areas of your life this is happening in is very dependent on what's happening in your birth chart, in your natal chart, and what's being activated right now. Christina, definitely felt out of sorts. My phone isn't working properly, so that's been annoying. Not available for malfunctioning anything in my life. Oh, I love that. Yes, just say I am not available for that anymore. I've been doing that a lot lately too. Just like, okay, like what am I allowing into my experience? What am I saying? Like, I'm not creating space for this anymore. I'm able to choose again. And as we let go, like trust in the spiritual realm, like we've released it. We've let it go. It's done. We don't have to bring it up anymore. It's only our ego that tends to fall back into these patterns. So set the intention that those things that you are decluttering from your life, the energy that you're releasing, isn't going to come back into your experience, that it's safe to fully let it go. Gonna scroll down here. Okay, cool. Just checking out all these comments. We've got Angela here. And Angela's saying, I've been doing that with the unsubscribing without even knowing it. Yeah. Well, and we tap in collectively. And I think we're feeling like it is time just to let go of those things that aren't a match anymore, because we change and we grow and we evolve as well. And people that resonated with us at one point may not anymore. And that's why a lot is changing in our personal relationships too, where we're seeing new people come in that are an energetic match to where we are now. And some relationships just having more difficulties, or they don't feel the same. So we just gotta allow that process to unfold, right? Hi, Jacqueline, how are you? So another cool aspect that's happening with this energy is we do have Uranus in Taurus right now. Uranus is a planet of change. It is the disruptor. And so of course it's playing a role in this, right? Just like all this energy. And then we have Uranus coming in, the unexpected sudden change, and it is forming a square with the sun and with the moon. So this is a change in your identity and how you're showing up in the world. And thankfully Uranus is in Taurus right now, because Taurus wants stability. It wants to be grounded. So we're going through these changes, but we're working on finding a new norm. And some of us love like being spontaneous. We love the adventure of it. Some of us really crave routine. And Uranus and Taurus is like a mix of both, because Uranus wants change. It's like, I'm going to disrupt what is, because we're progressing, we're moving forward, and change is uncertain, right? And that can cause anxiety. But Taurus is all about, I want security, I want stability, I just want to enjoy the good life, the pleasures of the world. So we've got this energy coming to the mix. And when it's squaring the sun and moon, I mean, these are obviously, they're the luminaries, they're powerful. So the sun being our identity and how we see ourselves, and we're really starting to look at that and change that identity. And then the moon being our emotions, our intuition. So this can also bring like an enhancement of our spiritual gifts, our intuitive powers, our psychic abilities as well. Changes in how we're experiencing things emotionally. And you know, there is an element of being uncertain of how these changes are going to look, because that's just the nature of Uranus, is there's going to be changes and we don't always know what it's going to look like, but we can trust that it's happening for our own good and the good of the collective. And just have faith in that. Like, these changes, even though scary, they are going to bring us to a better place. And we really have to trust that and know that in our heart, and like put that energy out into the world. Because it's true. I mean, that's truly what I believe. We're always growing. We're always expanding. Our soul is always growing and expanding. And our job is to keep up with that. When we don't keep up with that, that's when we feel like a sense of frustration or jealousy, right? But if we keep up with that expanded part of what's capable for us, what's possible for us, this is when we feel in our power. And this is when we can manifest so beautifully, when we recognize that I've got the support I need around me and I have what it takes within me, and we really connect and tap into that. Hi, Nina, how are you? Good to see you pop in. And Amy, hello goddesses. So if you're joining now, feel free to share what you're working on releasing, what you're letting go of in the full moon energy, because full moons are always about releasing. It's also an amplifier. So whatever's going on in your life right now, it becomes like amplified basically. So if you're feeling really joyful and excited about these changes, that is amplified. If you're in a place of feeling fearful, that can be amplified as well. So the eclipse is just adding to that. The fact that the eclipse is now happening on the south node in Aquarius with this full moon, it really is just amplifying how you're feeling. So, and keep in mind what I was saying earlier, that if you're experiencing these powerful emotions, if things are coming up that you felt you've already worked on and you've already let it go, this is deeper layer of healing. This is allowing yourself to do that on a deeper level so you can fully step into the amazing work that you are here to do. And Aquarius is about that. It's about how we progress when we come together. It's also when we're looking at Aquarius and Leo, right? Moon in Aquarius, the sun in Leo, on a very deep level, it's about how we give and receive love in the world. And I know somebody made a comment about like feeling that fear and releasing that fear. And you know, that's always like such a big part of our experience, right? We always have this choice of, am I going to sink into love, which is who we are? I truly believe that we are love. Or am I going to let the ego take over? And am I going to get caught up in fear? And Aquarius and Leo are about that. It's about loving ourselves first, loving who I am, and then spreading that love in the world through sharing my gifts. And we all have something unique and special to offer. And the Leo sun helps us step into that confidently. Even with Mercury now going retrograde in Leo, retrogrades are a chance to go within. I don't know if we still have Maureen here, but she's our like Mercury retrograde expert, and she does a lot of really beautiful work around that. But retrogrades are looking inward, and in Leo, it's where have I given my power away? Where have I placed the power outside of myself? And this can manifest in many different ways. And it may just be I placed the power outside of myself thinking that I need someone else to save me or help me, rather than I've got the answers within me. So Leo is helping us realize that we have like such a source of knowledge and wisdom within us. And as we tap into that, that's when we start to share our gifts. Hello, Betsy. How are you? Much love to you. Hi, Caitlin. Welcome. Looking forward to the changes happening in my family. Beautiful. Well, I am excited for you, Caitlin. That is awesome. Okay, I'm just thinking if there's anything else I want to say around this. So definitely, if you would like me to have a look at your chart to see how these energies are affecting you, reach out. Can also look at like relationships, finances, career. There's so many things that are it's basically our soul blueprint, our chart. And then I also have a special on chakra balance blitz right now, which is one of my favorite courses. It's all about balancing these energy centers in your body. And I'm doing a special on it at this time because we are going through these major shifts, vibrational upgrades, energetic changes, and that can physically throw us off. I blame that on part of the reason I'm sick. We're going through these changes, and you know, our body is like adjusting to a new norm, right? We're adjusting again, so that can throw off these energy centers, and chakra balance blitz will help you find that new norm again and really help you in releasing like some of the energetic patterns that you're holding on to. So feel free to message me about that as well. Otherwise, hello if you are jumping in now. Welcome. Otherwise, take time for yourself, do the releasing, trust the universe has your back in this process, get crystal clear on what you're letting go of, the patterns you're releasing, and you can experience this as like emerging, feeling like a whole new person and just more in the moment, like releasing the baggage that you've been holding on to. It'll really assist you with that in a beautiful way. All right, so sending lots of love and light to you all. Thank you so much for being here, for hanging out today, and I will see you very soon. Bye.